Yeah, it's about that time. You're rocking with your boy Damo Unleashed and Sky Black on the Nashville Cavemen podcast. Stay tuned.
Falling on the whip with the crystals on the side. Doors flip up, yeah, we call it suicide. Creeping like a spider every time that I ride. Yeah, I smile at my haters just to fuck with they pride. And the car so dope, then the truth tell a lie. $1 million dreams make a broke nigga high. Dudes get mad when they wanna say hi. The paint so wet that it make a pussy slide. Some rooftop with the wood grain grip. Ain't even raining, but the paint still drip. I'm not even traveling, but baby, I'm a trip. So she riding up the mountainside just to see the tip. Top of the world, that's what they ain't wanna be. Riding in a battle, adding to my legacy. Crystals on the chrome, yeah, the body so G. I'm a stunt so hard, niggas can't stand me.
What is going on, y'all, man? Happy Tuesday, man. Welcome in. We glad to have y'all. Welcome to the Nashville Cavemen podcast. I am one half of your host, Damo Unleashed, here with a good friend of mine that I consider like a brother. I'm going to roll out the red carpet and let him introduce himself. So the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday, man. You know, I'll be looking forward to these Tuesdays because I love doing this show or whatever. We've been blessed to see another day and another week. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sky Black. I'm the music publisher, which means I do like radio, TV, anything that has to do with publishing, BMI, ASCAP, CSAC, that's what I do. Tonight, the D-Bling radio show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on offtopradio.com. That is offtopradio.com. And then once we play your music, we're streaming on offtoprecords.net. So many of these damn things. Offtoprecords.net. So tonight, D-Bling radio show, then streaming on the Off Top Records network. And then what happened last Saturday? Did I wrestle last Saturday? Last Saturday, shout out to everybody who came to Swag. Last Saturday, down there in Huntington, Tennessee. My next show will be August 11th. It's a benefit for a friend of mine. I think it's his uncle or his cousin. I can't remember. I'm sorry, David, if I can't remember. But he has stage 4 cancer. So please come out to Tullahoma. And if you don't come, just donate. Come watch a good show. The money goes to, the medical bills and things like that. And then the 17th, I'll be back at Swag. And then the 31st, I'll be in Corning, Arkansas. So those are my wrestling schedules if you want to come and see me. Top Rope is not running this month because of the Tennessee State Fair. So, the Tennessee State Fair, which was in Nashville, a couple of years ago merged with the Wilson County Fair. So they're both up here. So if you're not doing anything between August 14th through the 24th? Something like that, man. It's 15th through the 22nd, something like that. Come up here to the Tennessee State Fair. You're going to have a great time. It's going to be awesome, really awesome. So, But back to the publishing. Once I'm done, then, if you want to do any we call them interviews, then we send you the Damo over here and he'll do your interviews, and then we'll put your name in the hat for the artist of the year or female artist of the year. It's going to be great because we're going to have fans that are going to be able to vote for your music. And then the way you introduce yourself and talk to the world for the interviews, because not just your music is about you. So, do these interviews, man, send in your music, and may the best man and woman win at the end of the year.
And you know what, man? It's crazy how fast the year. Man, we are about to be in August. School starts within the next week and a half. That is bizarre, man. How fast time flies.
Where I come from, July and August when we started saving up for Christmas. Well, back in the day, we had layaway. Walmart used to have layaway back in the day. That's when we started our layaway right there. And we would pay on it until November, hide it, wrap it, and then have it ready for December.
You know what we do? I don't know if you guys do this in your family, but what we do is we do Secret Santa. So in my household, we all put our names in the hat and you grab a name. And that's the person that you shop for. Now, everybody has their list of things that they want or their wishes for Christmas on a list. So you'll pick that person and then you'll look at their list and you'll shop. You don't know who's shopping for. All right. And then you'll put a list of a lot of things on this list, and we have a budget.
Right.
And then you just shop based off that budget and what's on that list. And then when Christmas comes, we reveal who we had. So that's what we kind of do.
Most people do that at their jobs, right? Like a lot of people do that at their jobs, the Secret Santa. I've never done that at job, at home, at work. I've never done Secret Santa.
Yeah, I think it's harder when you got little kids. But once you know, man, you get teenagers who working, or young adults who got their own money. It's just so much easier and so much pressure off your shoulders to be able to have to worry about getting gifts for everybody when you can just shop for one person.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? The way things are going this year, how you think Christmas is going to be? Because I still be online listening to people talking about their finances, school, groceries, shrinkflation, right? They have this thing called shrinkflation. Like you go buy a bag of Doritos, like a small bag. He opened it up, turned it upside down, and only like 4 chips fell out. So he paid $1.25 for a small bag of 4 chips.
I don't understand what it is when they saying that. Have you been hearing them talking about inflation is improving? I don't see where. I don't see how. And I don't see for who. Who is inflation improving for? Because, man, I still pay a high grocery bill. Interest rates are still high. You can't. Did you see on Fox Nashville where they were talking about when 2025 rolled around, there won't be a brand new car under $20,000? The days of buying a brand new car for under $20,000 are over.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so think about that. You get a base model car. Well, let me put it this way. The people in 2025 that gets a base model car for $25,000, I still don't feel bad for you. Because let me tell you what a base model car was for me growing up, right? So a base model means we didn't even have the rearview mirror on the passenger side. Only the driver's side had the outside rearview mirror. I don't know if y'all know that, right? All cars back in the day didn't have 2 outside rearview mirrors, right? Our cars, we had to roll the windows down. We didn't have that power up and down, right? We had a AM/FM radio, not a cassette. AM/FM radio, and getting air in your car was optional. It came with heat, but having AC was optional. I'm telling my age now. So that was the base model for us.
What?
And the engines were so small that when you turned the air on, it would slow your car down. We didn't have the engines on lawnmowers was more powerful than some of the engines on the cars back then.
Damn.
So we had these little small box base model cars. What's up, Malfunction? Your show August 9th, right? It's August 9th, right? I know you got 2 different things going on. Let us know right now what the 2 things you got going on. You got one going on August 9th, and then you have something for the school and the music scene up in Clarksville another day, right? But anyway, so those were the base models back then. So I can't feel bad for them, Damo, because your base model day, you at least getting what you call it? You get Bluetooth. You're getting at least steel power windows. You're getting AC and heat. You're getting the little power chairs where you can go back and forth. I mean, all this stuff that's coming with these base models now. You get rear view signaling, people behind you, automatic brakes.
Man, let me tell you.
That's where I came from, man. When I say it was a base model, when I say it was the base of bases, that's what I mean.
I'm ready to get some real horsepower.
Yeah, you was better off.
I'm talking about a horse. I'm talking about a horse. You hear me?
Yeah.
Something that I can get on and just galley up down the street.
When I lived in Nashville, there was a guy who rode a horse. In the counties, it's legal. You can ride horses in the. I don't know about the cities.
Don't tell me that,
girl. You could ride horses. You didn't have to have a vehicle.
I'll mess around here and find a donkey. You hear me?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so August 9th is the Fallen Brewery in Clarksville. CMS for CMCSS and the 2nd annual school drive supply event. So, okay, same day, same event, August 9th. So please, everybody, August 9th in Clarksville, Tennessee. Do you have where they can donate? Is there a website or something they can go to, Malfunction, where they can donate? Or do you have an address for them? Because I'm gonna try to make it up there. No. Okay, so that's for that. I'm talking about the other thing we talked about, your video. Is that the same date too, or is that a different date? Your video. I know I'm asking him all these questions while you typing. But yeah, but you're right. There won't be no cars under $25,000, any brand new cars anyway. So that goes to show you that. Have you ever seen how much these Hellcats are now? I didn't even know what a Hellcat was. These scat backs.
I don't know the price of them.
Wide bodies. A brand new one is $93,000. A Dodge Hellcat.
Ain't no way in hell.
It's not even an SUV. It's a car. A Hellcat. Like, Jesus Christ. Say live music, free food, free haircuts. Jump off locations are on the event page. Oh no, my music video tonight at the Real House in Clarksville. Damn, I knew I was gonna miss this. I'm so sorry, Malfunction. I got so much stuff going on, man. I'm losing my mind. So if you're in the Clarksville area, please show up for Malfunction, his music video. Man, I don't even have a vehicle right now, Malfunction. All my vehicles are gone. Damn. But the August 9th for the school things, I should be there and should be donating to that.
Man,
y'all. Yeah, but the inflation, everything is 7% or higher. And so, today, which, you might have to worry about it no more, was tax-free school weekend. You should have seen how many people was at Walmart over the weekend buying stuff.
Yeah. Hell, even if you ain't got no kids, I would suggest a tax-free weekend is great for small business owners.
Absolutely.
For a small business, any way that you can save money. Because I'm telling y'all, inflation is hurting small businesses. Don't listen to this when they telling y'all, man, that they doing a lot right now for small businesses. They're helping them. Inflation hurts small business. Because I'm going to tell y'all, as a customer, Sky, you could probably speak to this too. Mm-hmm. The less money we have to spend, you know what I'm saying? Or the more we have to spend on our essentials, the less money we spending with your business.
Absolutely.
The more money I'm spending for my essentials, that's just my daily every soaps, food, gas, my daily essentials. The more I'm spending on myself, the less I'm spending with you. Keep that in mind.
That is absolutely true. And people are like, well, things have gone up by 2-3 times now. Some stuff might have gone up by 50 cents or more. One girl was talking about cheese that she bought back in May was $2 and something, and that same cheese today is $5.86. So it has doubled in price, but they shrunk the size. So it went from like 10 ounces to 8 ounces, but the price went up from $2 and something to $5 and something. So
I could give you a place that's a prime example of. I could tell you a store that a prime example of that. And we don't shop there no more. Save a Lot. You go to a Save a Lot. The goods or the products have shrunk.
Yeah,
but the price has gone up.
Inflation. Absolutely. So then
you're paying more for less.
Absolutely. So when you hear these politicians talking about, oh, we for small businesses, we want to help. How? Like you said, if the consumer don't have the extra money, and most small businesses, you know what we have? We don't have necessity. Some small businesses do. But most of us, we don't have what you need everyday life. Our niche is to bring something new to your experience, right? So let's say somebody who makes dog tags, or there's a girl who makes pens, or there's somebody who makes funny looking glasses. If you don't have the extra money to buy that stuff, you have to choose between milk and funny looking glasses, you want to buy the milk, right? So that puts her out of business because who's going to buy it?
Man, over in my area, right? I've seen so many businesses that been in business for years go out of business.
Yeah.
There was a hardware store. I can't remember the name of it, but it's on Buchanan, right? And I drove by the other day.
Yep.
I don't know if you remember it, but the little hardware store over there, it's over by DB Todd and Buchanan.
Yeah. Over there by Ed's Fish and Chips.
Yeah, it's out of business. It's closed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been around for years.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how long that's been around. So there's a lot of businesses, man, I'm telling y'all. And these are chain stores going out of business. So if the chain stores are going out of business, you know the mom and pop stores, they don't have a shot.
They don't have a shot. When you see Red Lobster closing, like they're not just closing stores, they're going out of business. Then you see other stores that are closing, 200 stores and all these things. And again, these are most businesses, even if you take Ralph Lauren, if you take Dillard's, if you take Castor, they ain't no something more, JC Penney's, they sold accessories, not necessities, right? When you had extra money and you wanted to buy that diamond chain or those necklaces or that perfume, you can't buy that stuff no more because you have to save that, especially if you have children, you have to save that for that. You ain't buying every child in your house Jordans no more. No. You going to the shoe show, the shoe rack, Pick and Pay if it still exists, Pay Less if it still exists, stuff like that.
Yep. And
see, big places like Walmart, Amazon, and McDonald's, they got so much money, they can afford to take losses. So let's say they take losses all year, they ain't worried about because they got so much money in a surplus or in an account drawing 10% interest that they can lose money and not close stores. But if you're not set up like those humongous corporations, you're gonna have a problem.
Yeah, man, y'all, we got so much to talk about today. It is some of this stuff I was just like, man, this is some wild stuff. So let me tell y'all what's on the itinerary for today.
Oh no, one thing for Damon before you do it.
Okay.
Shouts out to Mr. John Carroll. I used to play his music on 88.3 when I was in Murfreesboro. I used to go listen to him live. He is a great, great musician. And he's right. The rich is getting richer, and this is the biggest transfer of wealth. And the corporations, they're just greedy. They are just greedy. Shouts out to Breezy Too Cool. Breezy, I'm playing your music tonight on my radio show. So if you got new music, brother, send it to me. And thank you for commenting, John, man. It's been a while since I've talked to you. I'm sorry, Damon. Go ahead.
No, you're fine, man. Hey, welcome, John, Breezy, and everybody else, man, that's on. We appreciate y'all. We got some crazy stuff to talk about today. So, a 19-year-old confronts his mom about who his real father is. A woman, get this, used mayonnaise as a lubricant. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about mayonnaise as a lubricant down there. Is America ready for a woman president? That's something we're going to be talking about today. This woman knocked her husband's best friend. A baby mother charges her baby daddy $1,000 to see his son. And I don't know if you heard of this, Sky, but have you seen where they was talking about self-driving semi-trucks?
No.
They are working on self-driving semi-trucks. Because you know what, a lot of truck drivers, they be on the road for 2-3 weeks at a time. And a lot of them, man, it's a lot of accidents happening because they've been that's a lot of pressure for them to be on the road that long, right?
All right.
So the alternative is for them to come up with AI, which is these automated semi-trucks to do the job of these truck drivers.
Hell, they have accidents too.
Huh?
These automatic trucks can have accidents too.
And that's why we're going to say, man, should that be something that we should be concerned with? So that is on the itinerary for today.
Gotcha. Hey, John, if you're still listening, I'm playing your music too. So if you got any new music, please send it to me. Breezy, I just talked to you. I'm playing your music. If you got any new music, send it to me. Malfunction, you know I'm playing your music tonight too. But if you got anything new, or y'all know any artists that needs radio play, please send it to me at sky.black@gmail.com. That is sky.black@gmail.com. And and one more thing. If y'all want to be interviewed, I'm glad Breezy, John, Malfunction. If y'all want to be interviewed, Damo does interviews on his podcast. Please get with him so he can do your interviews. And once you get interviewed, he's going to put you in a hat or name for male artist of the year and female artist of the year. So whether it's y'all or y'all know a female artist or y'all know a male artist, get their music to me and get with Damo so he can interview y'all on his podcast, please.
Yes, this is the Male Artist of the Year trophy. It's voted on by fans. So that you can win this if you can push and get your fans to go vote for you, right? And this is the female trophy. Yes. So here's the male trophy, female trophy, and it's going to be a cash prize for the winners also. So reach out to me, get an interview. It's a video interview. You don't even have to come to me, and I don't have to come to you. It'll be set up just like how me and Sky is doing this right now. I just send you a link. And then I just do an interview where you get to promote your music and talk about your career and promote all your links. And so just reach out to me, and I'm looking for anybody. It does not matter the genre, okay? All genres, just reach out to me so I can set you up an interview.
Absolutely. Gotta give a shout out to my brother who just commented. Yes, you right. The things that they're showing in the movies are coming in real life. Shout out to my brother Sean. Sean, tell Linda I said hello, and my nieces and nephews I said hello too.
Yes, all that stuff that that AI. Did you see Sky? I was watching a short video where they had this, and this is in Japan, where they had a robot that was fighting. I mean, doing like fighting with like two humans. That's nuts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I haven't seen it, but I believe you.
I gotta find this video again and send you and tag you in this. I was like, man, this is too much power. You notice? I don't know if you guys have been in the restaurants now. They don't even McDonald's, Wendy's. They don't even really have cashiers anymore. When you walk in, there's a wall kiosk. When you walk to it and you order, and it goes to the back. So now the days of cashiers is going to be few and far between. We're not going to see that really anymore in the next 10 years. Walmart, go to Walmart. You don't even see really cashiers anymore.
Self-checkout.
And I do think it's good, though, that they, with them cashiers, they made it where people that don't want to come in and shop, they turn them into the shoppers, where they go in, and they shop for people, and then they bring it out to their cars. So I think that's good, but man, I'm telling you, man, this automated services, they got a McDonald's somewhere where there's not anybody in the back really at all. There's somebody that, as far as like, did you see it where you drive through and there's not even people that cook the food.
Nope, it was a robot arm. You're right.
All of it is automated. So the real question is, with inflation doing what it's doing, and then a lot of these companies, because man, people are asking for higher wages, they're now going to automated service. Like, well, if I go to an automated service, I ain't got to worry about higher wages. I could just pay a mechanic to just make sure, man, they just, the upkeep of my restaurant.
Absolutely.
Hey, thank you, John, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Yes.
So we gonna get into this first story, man, right?
Right.
Because I was just like, man, this is absolutely nuts. And so y'all know, I was like, I want to jump into this right away. So without further ado, hold on, I got some watermelon, y'all. Knock it out with watermelon.
Fresh watermelon.
Man, ain't nothing like a play, y'all. All right, let's get to this first story, y'all. The world is nuts. Hold on.
examines, and what they find is.
Hold on. I want to go all the way back.
In today's episode of If I Had to See It, So Do You.
Hasn't been able to stop climaxing and coming for like 72 hours straight. She's walking, coming nonstop. She needs to be examined. And what they find is, ready for it?
What they find?
Maggots. Tons of maggots crawling around in there. She in her T-spot. They didn't have any lubricant, so they used mayonnaise too.
Oh, Jesus, take the wheel. Oh, Lord. In today's episode of If I Had to See It.
So, did y'all catch that?
Yes. She got maggots from using mayonnaise. Now, I'm assuming, was the mayonnaise old and expired? Is that what caused the maggots? Or just the mayonnaise itself caused the maggots? So point number one that I want to make is, I remember working at a job back in 2003 at O'Reilly's, not the store, but the actual warehouse. And there was this girl who told me about her friend who had one of those, it was a little small little vibrating thing that women could put inside of their vaginas, right? Now, she had a piercing on her vagina. So every time she walked, she would have orgasms. I mean, but what happened, she was having so many orgasms, it claims that it was shrinking her actual women parts on the inside, the tube, the eggs, the uterus, all that stuff. So she had to have it removed. So that's what made me think about that when she kept saying now the mayonnaise part, that's stupid. I just have to.
It's dumb as hell.
Now, you know how people use food for sexual activities? As long as it's on the outside of the body, you eating watermelon off her stomach, stuff like that, that's fine. But on the inside, crazy.
I just want to say this. Out of everything that you can use, you got coconut oil, baby oil.
Gasoline.
I mean, if you're broke and you can't get no KY or anything like that, out of all the things you can use, you're going to use something from your refrigerator, and the thing that you're thinking of is mayonnaise? Man, hell no, man.
That should have irritated and every damn thing. Miracle Whip, whatever they use, that should have irritated something. The vagina, his penis. Oh my God, that's just sick and disgusting. And so now you got maggots living. So let's do, because a lot of y'all probably either didn't make it out of high school or you didn't pay attention. The cleanest part on a woman's body is her vagina, not her mouth, the vagina, because it self-cleans itself every month. The cleanest part on a woman is the inside of her vagina, because every month it self-cleans itself. Now, not the outside where she has to use soap and water, but the inside, right? Ooh. So that goes to show you that the cleanest part of her body couldn't get rid of these maggots. Think about that. So she has maggots and don't know it. Did she have sex before she found out she had maggots? Because now whoever the guy is, he probably got maggots now. That is absolutely crazy.
You know what? I just think my pee hole just closed itself. Oh, that's nasty, man.
That is absolutely.
I mean, man, you can't think. That's one of the dumbest things I ever heard in my life. When I came across the story, I said, no way. No way. People are that damn stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want coochie that bad. But man, not never would my old lady have ever thought about. Hey, baby, you know what I'm saying? It's 2:00 in the morning. Let's get that mayo out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You're like, hey, it's almost empty. Let's just use the rest of it. Throw the bottle of the jar away. Like, who would think of some stuff like that?
The smell of mayonnaise. Why would you? The smell of mayonnaise ain't good. Could you imagine you leaving it out? Have you ever smelled mayonnaise that been left out?
Yes.
In the heat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's like Like, man, you couldn't spit on that. You couldn't hop tour on that thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy part is that probably would have been better than the mayonnaise, right?
Yes, it would have been better.
But let's still but let's go back to let's go back to school to anatomy, right? So I said the cleanest part of a woman's body is her vagina. Do you know what the dirtiest part of your body is? Is your mouth. Do you know that your teeth and your fingernails are a form of waste of your body getting rid of waste? Like, if somebody bites you, they can give you a bacteria infection that can cut your arm off. You know that?
Yeah.
So it's crazy how the human body is. The mouth is the dirtiest part of every human being's body because of our teeth and our saliva and the bacteria that lives in our mouths and tongue. So even when you say spit on it, that's even better than mayonnaise. Imagine that. The dirtiest part of the mouth, spitting on the vagina, it was more better than mayonnaise.
You could go get a cup of water and just throw some water on it, I guess. You know what I'm saying? If she that dry, just pour some water down there and see if that helps. I don't know, man, but I know anything better than, what's next? Barbecue sauce and ketchup? And if you didn't have mayo, what else would you use? You know what I'm saying? Some Tabasco sauce?
That would burn her. But that's going too far because I know women who like to have like Jolly Ranchers or, what do you call them? Not Skittles. What's the square thing? Oh, Annihilators. They like for you to stick it up in their vagina and lick it out like you're sucking on an annihilator. So I've heard of things penetrating the vulva and the vagina. I've heard that. But it's never so far up there that it's giving you maggots and you know what I'm saying? I've heard of men putting down there and licking honey off of it. But he probably put the mayonnaise on his penis and then went all the way in there.
She crazy for letting the dude do that, and the dude crazy too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah. Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction.
Oh man.
But Damo, because what if that wasn't her husband or boyfriend, right? I feel sorry for the people who came after that. Because whoever she had sex with before she found out she had maggots, that's who I feel sorry for. That's why you have this podcast to tell people, be careful who you sleeping with. You don't know what they've been doing down there. I don't care how good she looks. You don't know what's been going on down there. You need to be careful. Because I'm pretty sure it's about one or two other guys that probably slept with this woman, or the same guy came back and not knowing that she had maggots in there.
That is nasty stuff.
Most condoms have lubricants on them. So if he would have put on a condom, the lubricant from the condom might have helped the penetration. So that means he had to be going in raw to decide that he wanted to use mayonnaise.
He couldn't rub it out until she just lubricated herself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. Was he that much in a rush? Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, ain't no way. That's nasty. Man, I've heard a lot. I'm telling you, Sky, when you think you've heard it all, somebody come and be like, nope, let me top that with this.
Absolutely, Damo. You keep living, you gonna keep hearing it. You keep living, you gonna keep hearing it.
I can't even imagine the stories that these gynecologists have heard. I can't even imagine. Did you imagine being a doctor seeing that? You going up in there with a tongue and then you pull it out and then it's some damn maggots. Oh, man, transfer me right now. I want to become a different doctor. I don't want this doctor position no more. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yes, it is. Human beings, huh?
We're going to go into this next story, y'all, and then we're going to go to a song break. A 19-year-old confronts his mom about who his real father is. Mm-hmm. You know, man, it's that bad. It's getting to that point now. You know, so without further ado, hold on. Let me go ahead. Slow this music down. And let's hear what this is all about.
Ball with him like that.
So you went behind my back.
Yeah, I'm grown. I'm old enough now. I feel like I got the right to do that. So I just wanted to get a test and see what is my day.
And so you called him?
Yeah, I called him. He was like, he thought I was his son. So that means that.
We don't see nothing funny.
No.
But see, I told you it was your dad. First of all, that is your dad. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who you took the test with and what you had going on, but that's your dad.
Yeah. It sounds good, but look, I'm just saying.
It sounds good.
Nah, that's the result. The results say what it say now. I can't lie. I can't fake no results. Now, if you had something going on and the man that was my daddy.
First of all, you didn't have no business going behind my back. That's what you didn't have no business doing.
Yeah, but I just felt like I don't have no bond with him like that. Like, I knew something was up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to go get my results and see what's going on.
Let me tell you something.
It's okay. You know, I'm old enough, I understand it. Now, if my real dad didn't want to take care of me, you know what I'm saying?
See, some things are better than I said.
Oh, okay.
You should just left like it was. I ain't tell you, I told you that was your dad, you should have went right along with all these years. You 18 years old, 19 years old now. It's no sense trying to go behind my back and figure it out. You too old now. So you were behind my back.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
Well, is it me? Where are they from? Are they from like Louisiana or something? Because there's a certain part of black culture that mumbles when they talk. They either talk too fast or they mumble. I didn't understand that conversation to save my life. He talking fast and mumbling, and she talking super fast, and they putting her sentences together. So I'm assuming that when he turned 19, he tried to go find his real biological father, found him, took a DNA test, and found out that was his real daddy, not whoever raised him.
Right.
What is going on with people not speaking like me and you? Like,
no, that ain't what happened, Scott.
Thank you.
What happened was when he turned 18, 19 years old,
right.
The mom was telling him his whole life that particular man was his father.
Right.
He didn't feel no connection or bond with the dude, which propelled him to go and get the test. Come to find out, that dude wasn't his father. And so he went to the mom and was like, hey, mom, I went, took the DNA test, and come to find out, this man that you was telling me was my father my whole life, he isn't my father. And she was chastising him like, well, why did you go get the test? I told you that was your father. You should have went ahead and went along with that. Why would you go behind my back and go get this DNA test when I told you that that's your dad? And he was like, Mom, I understand, you know what I'm saying? Things happen, but DNA test don't lie. This man isn't my father. So that's basically what happened.
Well, thank you for breaking that down, because I couldn't understand a word. I got friends like that. If I go back to the neighborhood right now, they talk so damn fast. I'm like, what are you saying? Or they mumbling. You know how you have those mumble rappers? But this is how they talk. So when I was listening to that, I was like, I ain't understanding nothing they are saying. They ain't speaking like me and you, clear and complete English. And, you know, so I'm glad you broke that down for me on what's going on. But I'm on his side now. The law says when I turn 18, I'm good. So yeah, if he wanted to, well, first of all, the guy had to give up some DNA. Whoever you said that the daddy was, he couldn't get. The son couldn't do it by himself, so he had to go to the guy and give up some DNA. He had to give swab or pull a hair or something. So why are you just mad at the son and not also mad at this guy that you said that was the father?
Do you think after that, in a scenario like that, do you think that there should be some kind of legal, like financial at least, where some money get withdrawn out her account to pay him back something?
Well, we don't know if he knew. Did the guy know?
Well, he probably didn't know. He probably just found out along, you know. So let's say
I agree. Yes.
I agree too, man.
Right. But like in my situation, I knew the oldest. Hell, he was 30 days old when I met his mom. So I knew it wasn't mine. So I knew for the next 18 years, I didn't care if the real daddy came back and forth or not. So for me, I knew. But if you one of those guys that didn't know, like literally did not know, and 19 years later you find out it was shit, yeah, if you want to take her to court, take her to court.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah, good
Well,
one.
we got more of these stories to get back to. We're gonna get to some music so we can get a break, and then man, we gonna get back. If you guys can, y'all could do us a huge service by just sharing the link. So if
Yeah.
you're watching live via Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, or Restream, go
Please.
ahead and share the link, man. We'd appreciate it. We'll be right back. Let's go ahead and get a song in. Y'all are listening to and watching the Nashville Cavemen podcast. Thank y'all for
Amen.
being.
Love it when I make you stare. Love it when I comb your hair. Love it when we're dancing slow. Love it when you hold me close. I just need a little time, and I'll make you mine. You're so, you're so, you're so sweet, oh so sweet, attentively, tenderly to me. I want you to know that I love you. You love it when I take it there. Love it when you pull my hair. You love it when I take it slow and drop it down low. You're so, I just want you to know how I feel inside. I want you to know how I feel about you. I want you to know that I need you. I want you to know that I feel you. You so sweet, oh so sweet, attentively and tenderly to me. I want you to know that I love you.
All right, we are back, man. Thank y'all for staying with us, man. Getting to more of these crazy stories, man. So, the next one is I knocked my husband's best friend. All right. So,
Put that phone up because you're going in and out.
all right.
Okay.
Let's wind this all the way back.
Hey, anonymous caller, how are you?
Oh yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
I just want to listen to this. So look, I was dating this dude.
Can you hold on? Can you pick that phone up because you're going in and out?
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. I was dating this dude back in when I was in Germany, And I had kicked him out because he kept doing too much. So I said, get out, I don't want to be with you. He told me no. So I called his best friend over and I snatched him on the couch, in the kitchen, in the dining room, on the table, the living room.
Now why would you do that?
Because it was my house. And I told him get out. He wasn't doing right. I was saying it.
What did he? So you knocked his friend off? Was that a good thing to do?
Why would his friend do that?
What?
Well, because his friend already liked me.
Gee,
So
y'all liked each other.
Sounds premeditated.
nah, I mean, when you're the breadwinner, you can make decisions like that.
Ooh, she the bread. That's it. Look, when you're the breadwinner, you can do what you want. Is what she's saying.
We got this new thing up here where we put you in the Hall of Fame. You know Hall of Fame that is, though, right?
What is it?
You know what it is, baby.
Okay. We got to give her a proclamation.
Yeah.
So, did you and the best friend end up still messing with each other after that?
Girl, hell no. He gonna call me, right? Because we were supposed to be leaving Germany. His best friend called me, gonna talk about, can we do it one more time? I was like, no, you please. It was a one-time thing.
Last thing, did he get out?
You said, did I get out?
No, did he get out? Because I know you were trying to get him out of the house,
Oh, girl, we getting a divorce as of now.
Hold on, that was your husband?
I didn't know they was married.
You knocked your husband's friend off?
No, we wasn't married before all of that.
So you got married, so you knocked his friend off and then married him later?
Yeah.
Oh, you definitely in the Hall of Fame. Oh, wow. You definitely in the Hall of Fame. You know, that's crazy.
I didn't hear that. Okay.
So
All right.
When I pay the bills and you don't act right, that's what happened.
He didn't have no job or nothing?
But she still married him, though.
He did, but he was, them Michians or whatever. They don't be acting right.
But you still married him, though. You still married him, though.
You're right.
So
And divorced him.
No, but you can't complain about a nigga and then marry him later.
Hell no, I'm getting a divorce.
But
I loved him, talked about him. Now I don't like him.
Yeah, it's over now. She did like him when she married him. Now she doesn't.
Oh, she's in the Hall of Fame.
You gotta stop hiding behind your bread too, baby. Talk about I'm a big breadwinner and all that. You gotta stop hiding behind your bread. Be yourself. Be character. Have morals.
So he's judging.
Yeah, you're not supposed to judge. Just tell us the secret. Thank you. We appreciate you.
I forgot her name. I wasn't judging.
You don't know her name either.
You heard? I wasn't judging. I was just giving her some inspiration.
Man.
That could go either way. So let's start with the man. Did he know that she was this way before he married her? Did he know what he was getting into before he got into the marriage, right? And if he did, then I don't feel bad for him. Because people, you can date for years and be engaged for years, get married, and you still won't know 100% about a person. And some people can just wake up one day and do a whole 180 on you. You like, what the hell? Last night you was this person. You woke up and then you that person. Those are variables too. But I just sometimes believe that these guys and girls just don't want to be alone, Damo. They don't want to grow old by themselves, and they will pick and choose anything that says, I love you, and I'll lay next to you in the bed. Now, as far as her, I have nothing to say against it because I tell everybody, I grew up around nothing but black women, strong black women. And you know what they told me? If you pay the cost to be the boss, it's your house, do whatever the hell you want to do. That's how I was raised. So if this guy who wasn't the breadwinner was living with her and she was paying all the bills, that's how I was raised. Hey, you pay the bills, this is your house, whatever. If you want to blow it up and set it on fire, it's all up to you. So that's why I try to tell men, get yourselves together. You have your own spot, your own car, your own money. So that way you don't have to deal with things like this. But nobody listens to me.
I'm just going to say it like this, ladies. I want y'all to think about this. Because this is something that's very important. She said that her being the breadwinner allowed her to go ahead and do what she wanted to do. So why do y'all have a problem with it when the roles is reversed? When the man is the breadwinner, why is cheating all of a sudden a problem then? Because the majority of y'all want men to make more money than y'all.
Right.
So when y'all find a man like that and he cheating on you, But what's the problem? Because if it's going to be okay when you're the breadwinner for you to go out and do what you want to do, then why do you have a problem when it's flipped and it's the other way around?
Absolutely.
Which doesn't make sense. It's hypocritical, first and foremost. Second of all, they were right in asking her, well, if you had an issue with this dude being a certain way, right? Why would you then turn around and get married to this dude?
Absolutely.
If you being a breadwinner and him not getting out when you asked him to get out, and then you go ahead and you smash his best friend all over the apartment, why would you then turn around and then marry him? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just go along your merry way, you know what I'm saying, and just, because I'm quite sure, man, and this is why I'm telling you, Sky, when dudes jump on females, I started looking at it like there's two sides to the story. When a dude bop a female in the head, upside the head, or he blacken her eye, I always ask before I jump on that dude now, well, I need to know the backstory. Because I've heard too many stories like this. Women sleeping with, you know, man, we read a story the other week where a woman slept with a dude's father and got pregnant by the dude's father.
Or the twin sister that slept with the other twin's boyfriend and got pregnant.
Yes. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like the women, like it's a story on my page now where this woman said she went out, purposely got cream pie by her ex, went back home, and then let her boyfriend, her present boyfriend, perform oral sex on her. And then the boyfriend was like, it tastes so good.
Yeah.
That's some stuff, you know what I mean? If you walk out the house with a swollen, half your face swollen, right? I can understand somebody flipping out over that. You're playing a dangerous game.
Very dangerous game when you play with people's feelings and emotions. You're absolutely correct.
And they life. Because if you go and let another dude cream pie in you, and then you don't even shower, you just lay down and then let me perform oral sex on you, and the dude don't, you know, and I know people be like, well, he got a specific smell. A man semen. What man is smelling semen to know what smell he got and what not? You know, you wet down there, most dudes just think, man, she just super wet down here. You ain't thinking about, damn, she just came from another man that just cream pied her. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So now it makes me wonder, Damo, did she know what type of man she was marrying? Because I know women personally that don't date strong men. They want to be the breadwinner, the man of the house, and they only date weak men who coming out of jail, men who are drop out of high school, men who make money, because it's easy to replace them. There's a lot of women in this world that want to feel wanted. If a woman is dating a man who has everything, they feel like they can be replaced. But if a woman is dating a man who has nothing, where is he going? Or when I get tired of him, I can put him out. And I think this is that scenario. So whoever the next guy she's going to get with, I guarantee you he's still not coming to the table with most of the stuff she is, because she wants to be the one in control. What did she say? I'm the breadwinner. I can do what I want. I'm divorcing him. I'm sleeping with his friend. And the next guy to come around and go through the same thing. Because I know women person like that. They will never date a man who they feel makes more or above them, because they want to be in control and they want to feel needed and wanted.
There are a lot of females like that. And they say they are intimidated by dudes that make more than them. Because the dude that make more than them ain't gonna put up with their stuff. Some dudes that make a roundabout. Let me just say this. There are females out here that make a little bit more, and the dude still won't put up with it. He'll be like, man, I'm not dealing with this. You know what I'm saying? And so, yes, a lot of them do want them dudes because in some way they can just control them and tell them, get out. But it's hard to tell a dude to get out. They got his own stuff. He just like, I just ain't gonna deal with you. I'll just replace you. And they want to marry them dudes, but them dudes are gonna make him go through and walk through the fire. He's gonna be like, no, because if this don't work out, I'm not splitting half of my resources with you. So he's gonna make them prove themselves. And a lot of them don't want to do that work.
Absolutely.
They don't want to do the work. So
and again, and no matter what part of the spectrum of the line you fall on, I don't judge anybody. All I do is you need to get to know the person before you get in this situation. If you're the type of person, if you come to me and tell me, hey, I'm a dominant woman, I want everything my way, I want to be the center of attention, and I tell you, well, good luck, because it ain't gonna happen with me, then it gives me a chance to walk away. If you're the type of woman that says, I don't care, you can do whatever you want, just, love me for who I am, then I might stay. So when you open and honest, that's the best part about it. So in this topic that we're talking about, I'm just trying to find out who was open and honest and who didn't know. And I'm thinking she might have been open and honest, and this nigga just didn't care. She got her own place, she got her own car, she got some bread, I got a place to sleep tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just figured, and they was biting him in his ass, he had to go back to his mama's house.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, and in the dating stage with me and my old lady, me and my wife, man, the one thing we did is communicated a lot. I'm talking about, we had conversations about any and everything, and we were able to do that for hours. When we did go out on dates, it was a lot of conversation about family, about politics, about ideas, our thought process, all of that. You see what I'm saying? And this is the stage in which you want to really get to know a person. Because a person can only hide who they are for so long. Right? So women be like, well, he tricked me. If you hang around that dude and you be around him, if he has a temper, he can only hold that in for so long. You're going to see that eventually. And it's up to you to see them red flags and acknowledge them for what they are. The same way with a dude, if he's dealing with a female like that, I'm quite sure there were some red flags in there that he just simply missed, and it's on him. It was on him to see them red flags and acknowledge them, and he did.
Absolutely. But in this day and age, man, when they got stuff like Married at First Sight, 90 Day Fiance, crap like that on TV, people will get together and six months later they marry. Oh, I knew she was the one. She's my soulmate. Dude, you're going to get divorced in 5 years. Because that is a life decision. 3 things to me that are life decisions, maybe 4, right? Buying a car, buying a home, having kids, and getting married. And when I say life, those are life-changing decisions, right? You need to take time, at least 6 months to a year. And this is just my opinion. To date, it's not, you know how fast a year go by? This year is almost over. So if you met your girlfriend in January, it's okay to date her to December to find out, hey, do you want to move in? Are we going to go to the next level? Take your time, because like he said, they can only hide who they are for so long. And then in your case, Damo, even when you and your wife was dating, when y'all disagreed about something or when y'all got mad about something, then you see how she deals with it. Then she know how you deal with it. So then when you get married, y'all know it ain't no divorce, ain't no walking out the door, ain't no cussing and screaming. Hey, you go chill, I go chill. We come back together, go to bed. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that, because people don't take the time to get to know each other.
You got to talk to your mate like you talk to your boss. If you ain't going to yell and scream at your boss, why would you do it with your mate?
Absolutely.
Because your mate is more important than the person that you work for. So if you're going to talk to the person that you work for with respect, why would you talk to your mate with disrespect? It's just going to make no sense. And I always say this. I say it's, it really, like when me and my wife, we dated for almost a year. It may have been a little over a year before we literally got married. But we spent a lot of time with each other. You see what I'm saying? So let's put it in, let me put it in hindsight. If you're dating somebody for a year, but y'all spend 2-3 hours a day with each other, right? And this is like 5-6 times a week, okay? Then you got this couple over here where they both working a lot, so they may spend 2-3 hours with each other a week. Not a day, but a week, where it's different. Because in that 1 year, I got more time invested with, my wife than you do with your significant other. Y'all was working a lot. So when y'all did see each other, y'all didn't see each other for long periods of time. Where y'all got to communicate, watch each other's behaviors, look at certain qualities. You see what I'm saying? So it's different. So that's where the timing can be a little different. But there were particular qualities that I were looking for. Once I seen them qualities existed, then it was like, okay, I can move forward.
Absolutely.
But then other people, they date 3-4 years, and it take that long to pour them qualities out.
Mm-hmm. It does, especially if he has a wall up or she has a wall up. He has trust issues. She has trust issues. Sometimes you can get it in a year. Sometimes you can get it in 3. But nowadays, the way these women are programmed, and because there's only so many men out there, because some of them are cutting their penises off. Some of them are cross-dressing. Some of them are down low. Some of them are transgender. So the dating pool for women about this small. So they're talking about, if you don't marry me within a year, I need to move on. Well, then move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't ever be pressured into moving in or getting married. Those are life-changing decisions.
And that window to get married is getting smaller and smaller.
Absolutely.
Yet, some people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s do find somebody, but the chances is that of hitting the lottery. I'm telling you.
Man, speaking of that, did you hear the whatchamacallit? They was talking about like in another 25 years. No, they say after 20. They said after 2025, right? 1 in every 4 women will die alone. They will not get married. They will not have a significant other. I mean, they might have some.
They won't even have kids.
Yeah, they won't have kids. They might have some friends with benefits, but they will not get married. 1 in 4. So that means a quarter of the female population will never have a long-term relationship and never get married.
Yep. It is getting hard. As a father, I'm telling you, it is hard to marry off women nowadays. They have demasculated men so much where a majority of men are tired of being men.
Absolutely. This is where you get these damn studs and these lesbians that look like men that want to be men wearing strap-ons, because it's hard to be a man. I don't know about the other parts of the world, but in the United States, it's hard. We don't have shoulders to cry on. We don't have mental health. We don't have people to talk to. You're supposed to just take it on the chin, no matter what it is, and keep moving. And every man ain't built that way. Everybody ain't built that way.
Well, the tragedy of it makes sense of why that stat is the way it is. And let me break this down real quick before we move on. The majority of men are raised in 70% single parent home.
Absolutely. Right.
Where the father is not heavily involved. They may have a father involved. He may drop by some groceries, some food, but he doesn't really discipline the child. So he may be involved, but he's probably not in the child's life like that. Right? So when you look at it at 70%, well, think of it like this, guy. A lot of these women are raising the men that they complaining about.
Right. The irony of that, right? What's the irony of that?
The men they complaining about end up being men that they raised. And it's unfortunate because, man, we watched this turnover happen over and over and over. And so, you can see within 10 years, right? Mm-hmm. That a lot of these men ain't gonna even care for women. They ain't gonna care. And you think of what technology. They coming up with these things and these ways that these men can sexually gratify themselves. Because once a man is able to be sexually gratified with something that's like humanoid, like a humanoid, human-like, then what point? He ain't gotta go with the woman. He ain't got to deal with what he need to make $500,000 a year, and they ain't got to deal with that.
No, buddy, he ain't got to deal with the head and neck part. He sure don't.
So he got to deal with the brain part of the female. So as technology and females they're trying to shame men from that. But I'm gonna tell you, as a man, most of these dudes don't care. I care. I'm glad I'm married. I'm telling you, I don't know what I would go into deep depression if I was on the market. I don't, as much as I tell my wife I appreciate her, I can't tell her enough. Because I would go into deep depression if I had to deal with it, what a lot of these single men have to deal with. But I'll tell y'all now, if something was to happen and she was to perish off this planet, I wouldn't want to start all over. I'll go ahead and deal with these humanoids too. It just ain't worth the headache. I'm sorry. Rebecca 3000, the little that you can tuck up under the bed and fold her up and clean her. I mean, man, I'm gonna show y'all photos and videos. I'm seeing this stuff and I'm like, damn, they really are building and working on humanoids. And they're doing it for women too, but women.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing. I think a lot of dudes are okay with not having kids because when it don't work out, they kids, they don't get to see them anyway. We're going to talk about this next story. Y'all, on the other hand, y'all want to be mothers. And so you guys need the semen from a dude in order to do that. Well, what happens when a dude say, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Go to a sperm bank.
Yeah, but it dudes, the majority of dudes don't even donate to those, really.
No.
Right? So what happens when you don't have many options in that? And it's way more women than men. So what happens when you don't have the options for that and you want a kid? And the dudes be like, well, what's the point? Because if I have a kid with you, I ain't gonna get to see the kid anyway.
And children are very expensive.
That's where y'all moving toward with this battle of the genders. Y'all purpose of wanting to be mothers and you can't. Because the dudes say, nah, ain't worth my time and energy.
It ain't, and it takes a certain type of man. Again, we supposed to just take it on the chin. We supposed to be strong, never show emotions. So we supposed to take care of ourselves, take care of our wives, take care of our kids, take care of our households, deal with the bullshit at our jobs. Or if you're self-employed, deal with that bullshit. And so a lot of people ain't built that way. And that's just a stage of being a man. Then if you're blessed to be an alpha man, then you can be a husband because then you know how to be a head of a household. So if a lot of men ain't even men enough just to date, they don't save money to take you out. They don't know how to pay bills. They don't know how to fill out a checkbook. They don't know how to do none of that stuff. Then they damn sure ain't ready to be fathers or head of households. Put your kids in trust, savings account, CDs, all that old stuff. So to be a man in America right now, it's hard. I see why a lot of them are changing and becoming women.
And not just that, the one thing that people are not paying attention to is social media. Look at social media and read the thoughts of men. Because you want honesty, social media gonna offer you honesty. Go on there and read the comments. Don't get offended. Take the emotions out of it. Read the comments of men, and you'll see that a great majority of men, ladies, it should scare y'all. Some of y'all are okay. Well, I don't care if they don't want to do this, then so be it. I just freeze my eggs. You can freeze them, but again, in order for you to become a mother, you need the semen of a man. And if you look at a lot of these men's mentality and the way that these men their thought process, it's getting harder and harder for y'all to be able to even find a man to have kids with. Right. I'm just telling y'all. I'm talking about a solid man.
But then you have to feel like a man, right? And so my point is this. It's so hard for a person to get their own place. When I got my own place, my 2-bedroom apartment in Murfreesboro was $450. You're not getting that. You ain't getting no damn 2-bedroom for $450. So if you have student loan debt, you can't get a car because your credit shot, you can't get your own place because you ain't got enough money, and you living with your mama, you don't even feel like a man anyway. So why are you even out here dating or putting yourself in that position, right? Then you go and meet a woman who wants you to be a man that you have never became because you ain't had the chance to do it. So you start off at a bad foundation anyway.
There are no incentives right now for a lot of these men to want to become fathers. Things that, when I was having my kids, when we were having our kids, it was never even a thought. You see what I'm saying? Like the way we dated, a lot of that stuff don't even exist anymore. The way we even went through the whole process of building a family. You look at these men now, I couldn't imagine having kids in this day and time. Look at how expensive it is. Not just, we ain't even talking about just for kids. Just to live is expensive. Right?
Absolutely.
So a lot of y'all gonna see this next generation, and this the scary part, because they're allowing all these illegal immigrants in. The resources are going to be shrunk.
Absolutely.
Because people don't think about this. Man, the government only got so much to give to so many people. So if they're going to let all these illegal immigrants in, that means that they're going to have less resources to spend towards you. So somewhere the bridge is going to break. It's going to break somewhere. So y'all pay attention to this. Y'all pay attention to this because they already have allowed a lot of illegal immigrants in now. So if Kamala gets in, it's going to bust wide open. You think the illegal immigration thing is bad now? When she gets in, it's going to be worse. So for the people that really can't afford to have a baby without a government, well, what happens when them resources that you used to be able to get, you can't really get them no more because they're scarce, because they got to share them with so many people. Well, what happens then? Y'all not really thinking about that. A lot of y'all not going to be able to have kids like y'all think y'all are.
Absolutely. And one of the ways that the government is coming out is childcare. When I was coming up, I sent 3 kids to daycare on $60 a week because we had vouchers. So every 2 weeks, I paid that daycare $120. Do you hear me? For 3 kids. One child today is $3,000 a month. One child today. I was researching that, looking at it on YouTube and TikTok. She said it cost, $1,500 a month. She said she sent 2 kids for $3,000. So for $1,500 a month is what it's going to cost you to send one child to daycare. And that includes, you still got to take the diapers, the milk, the medicine, the snacks, the food. That's just to have a spot in the daycare. So imagine that.
Man, a lot of women don't understand that they are, it is dangerous to depend on the government. It's dangerous. They helping y'all now, but I'm telling you, man, they getting tired of taking care of y'all and y'all kids. They letting these migrants in. And then on top of that, when y'all kids come of age with all these these companies turn into automation, they ain't gonna be them jobs in 10 years, these low-level jobs that y'all think. Because look at Amazon. Amazon laying off a whole lot of people because they got these animated AI robots doing the jobs that the employees used to do.
All right.
So drivers may get replaced. It's a lot of jobs and careers that's gonna get replaced. Pay attention, y'all. They're coming up with a way to combat wages. Y'all want to get paid more? Okay, fine. We're going to come with automation services that replace y'all. That's going to be cheaper in the long run. Pay attention.
I was working at Amazon for a while, right? One on 840 and 11. And the Amazonians wanted raises, right? They wanted to go from, I forgot what they were making, $12 an hour to 15. They kept BSing them, right? So what they did was one of the parts where they have to, they had people go to this end of the building and bring something to that end of the building. The damn company spent $100,000 on a machine that would go down there by itself. Literally, it was driving down there by itself. They would put stuff on this machine and send it back up the other way. So you had 50 to 100, and they bought 2 of these machines now. You had 50 to $100,000 to buy these machines to put inside the Amazon plant, but you didn't have the 50 to $100,000 to spread between the employees to give them raises.
Yep. It's getting real on here, y'all.
Sean, if he's still on here, he'll back me up. He know what I'm talking about. We was there together. Yeah. We were there together. So he know exactly what I'm talking about.
Man, let's talk about this next story, right? So this next story, this baby mama is charging her baby father $1,000 to spend time with his son. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
So you're gonna recharge me to see my key. What's up, man? Can I please see my key?
You got
$1,000, really?
Yeah.
I ain't got $1,000. I've been paying bills.
I don't care about your bills, but are you got 300?
So you're gonna recharge me to see my kid?
Yeah. Because shoot, I got bills and stuff to pay. I gotta take care of them. 300.
All right, if I give you the $300, how long can I keep them?
An hour and a half, maybe.
Only an hour and a half?
Yeah.
All right, so
Like, it'll take you to meet it.
all right, I'll bet. Where you want to meet at then?
On like 60th and Capitol.
All right, I'll meet you there, all right?
Just be sure to have that money. You got cash app.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I pay you. I just want to see my son.
All right, yeah, have that money.
All right. Proof. What's up?
All right.
Okay, well, first of all, hello, Faith. Thank you for joining us. Again, the English, how many times is she gonna say like? I don't know what's going on with me. I've been listening to so many people smarter than me. Is that when I hear people talk like that, it's kind of getting on my nerves a little bit. Like, do you know more English than maybe like But again, I don't blame her. I blame him because you didn't vet this woman before you had this child with her. You didn't sit down and had a child with a woman that's gonna charge you $300. This ain't child support or alimony. This is just to visit the child because he's probably on child support too. The way she sounds, he's probably on child support too. But this is an extra $300 just to see your child for an hour and a half.
Hey, Faith, what's going on? You know what? You're right. It could be staged or not, but I'm gonna tell you. I know a scenario in real life that a female was like that. I know a real life female that is like that. No cap. So yeah, a lot of these videos, you're right, they could be staged. And a lot of them do be staged. But in a scenario like this, I know a female that really do her baby father like this, which is why I wanted to just bring it up. Now, this scenario, I don't know their situation because I don't really know them. So yeah, it could be staged, but yeah, I know females like that. Like, you want to see your son? Yeah, I need some money. You know, did you see the Tip? You know who Tia Kemp is, right? That's Rick Ross' baby mother.
Oh, okay. I didn't know her name, but I know you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, Rick Ross, a couple months ago, I guess the son turned 18. So, you know, man, his child support, it ended. Well, now I just was watching a video where this dude, he's in college now, and she wanted $200,000 plus for some tuition stuff and some other stuff that he needed. You know, and she was online, man, just berating, man, Rick Ross. And I'm like, why do you need to go online and do that? And Rick Ross, if I'm him, I would just go to the college and be like, what does this boy need? Or go to the son and be like, son, what do you need? And then just go to the college and pay whatever I need to pay. You know? But you know, for her to get online and just agitate the dude, you know, over some money that he can just go and just pay and deal with the college or deal with the son itself, it just don't make sense. You know, but this is what I was talking about.
Yep.
How it's like a lot of men see this stuff and be like, I don't know if I want to deal with this, if I want to go through this.
Absolutely. And then I don't feel bad for Rick Ross because the way Rick Ross raps and the way he talked about his life, he knew this woman was this woman before he laid down with her. He knew these he called hood rats, ghetto women that he was sleeping with before he became Rick Ross. So you planted your seed, here's your harvest. So if this woman gives you hell for another 40 years of your life, you deserve it because you didn't vet or try to say, hey, I might be a famous rapper one day. Keep your dick out of these crazy ass, ghetto ass women, and you won't have to worry about stuff like this.
Because all of us have watched. It's just like I say the same thing with a lot of females. All of us have watched one another deal with, like, as a man. I've watched men deal with crazy women. So, you know, why would I want to go ahead and deal with when them dudes should have been the blueprint of the type of women to stay away from? It's the same way, I say the same thing with females. Like, why would you want to go ahead and deal with a particular kind of male when you watch other females deal with that kind of man? That was the blueprint of, okay, I need to stay away from this kind of dude. Because I seen what this kind of dude did with her, you know what I'm saying? I need to stay away from them qualities. My dad, I'll give you an example. My dad dated women that had such bad qualities that I learned through the women he dated, okay, stay away from this. Stay away from this. This woman ain't no damn good. I don't want to deal with any woman that exuberate these kind of qualities.
Absolutely.
And that's how, and that helped me. That literally helped me in dating.
Absolutely. Let me throw it in a little side topic because I just seen this video not too long ago and I figured it was too late to try to have you talk about it. Okay. So this girl is sitting at the table with her lawyer, right? And she's trying to get the stepdad to pay child support for a child that's not his. So
I seen that.
You saw that. So they were married for like a few years. And she's talking about he signed adoption papers, but he never signed the birth certificate and all that stuff. You got to be careful of that too. I tell my friends, if you're going to date a woman with kids, be careful because in some states, if you marry that woman, even if you don't sign the birth certificate, you are now the legal, not biological, the legal guardian of that child. So if y'all divorce, she can ask for child support on a child that you never brought into this world because you married her and became the father in the eyes of the law. So that's what I'm glad that I watched that video. She couldn't find the adoption paper. Remember, if you watched it, she stormed out. And the lawyer was trying to get him to pay, what was it, $1,000 a month, $5,000, something like that. And he's like, I'm not set for. And she was like, you are not going to help my child. He's like, that's not my child. But emotionally, that little girl is yours because for the last 7 to 8 years, you were her father. Financially, you right, you don't have to. So the only person that loses in that situation is the child. But fellas, be careful. You might fall in love with a good woman who has children and she is your soulmate. But at the end of the day, be careful because when she's no longer your soulmate and y'all at that divorce table and that lawyer sees that in this state, you are considered the guardian and the biological father, you will be paying child support for 2 or 3 kids until they turn 18 that you never brought into this world. And she can't even get child support from the biological daddy. Then she can get child support from you who never brought it in there. Go ahead, Damo.
And women need to be careful too. Because if you get with a man and you get married to that man and he owed child support. I was watching a video where the woman married this man, the dude didn't work, but he owed child support. So they were taking money from her. She was paying child support.
Yeah, she was working 3 jobs, wasn't she?
Y'all got to be careful too, man.
Is that the one where the girl was working 3 jobs and her friend?
I can't remember on the video if they were talking about how many jobs she was working,
Right.
but because she was married to the dude and the dude owed child support, because you know, y'all become one once you get married.
Absolutely.
So your debt become her debt becomes your debt.
Vice
so
versa.
he didn't work. That child support came from her.
Right.
So yeah, ladies, y'all got to be careful too.
Let me tell you the one I saw. It was a black girl who was a nurse talking about a friend of hers who was a nurse that also worked 2 other jobs. So one day she asked her, why are you working so hard? She said, because my husband owes child support and he doesn't work. I pay his child support. I was like,
wow.
What the hell? So your husband sits on his ass every day and watch you work 3 jobs to pay his child support.
That's nuts, man. So yeah, man, ladies, y'all got to be careful too. Y'all got to be careful too, man. You got to be careful when you're dealing when you take your time. I understand love is important and whatnot, but take your time, because at the end of the day, this is all a business. This is the part that people don't understand about.
It's a business.
Marriage. It's a business.
It's a business.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So when you're talking about prenups and trust and wills and all this stuff, it's because the United States government looks at you as a corporation, looks at your wife or whoever you're marrying as a corporation, and y'all are merging. 2 businesses are now merging, and this is why they ask you gonna file taxes jointly or separately. And just like he said, her problems become your problem becomes her problems. It is a business. You still have to protect yourself. And if you get with a woman or a man that has some type of reservations about having a plan B or an exit strategy or trying to protect themselves, walk away. Walk away. Because that makes no sense. If a woman came to me and said, I'm going to marry you, but yeah, I'm going to have a separate bank account. I'm going to have a plan B just in case this don't work out. I'm like, okay, cool. I understand. Why would you depend on me all your life and then I decide to go cheat and leave and then you sit out there looking silly? Or she came to me talking about, hey, I got all this stuff from I hand this from my grandmama. I need a prenup. Hell yeah, protect your shit. You know, whatever. A lot of people don't do it. And last thing I want to talk about, Damo, is when they say the system is against them, right? So here in Tennessee, a lot of black people, they don't read. Me and you, we're into politics, but a lot of them are not into politics enough. You need to start learning about the state that you live in, the laws, the aldermen, the councilmen, all that stuff. So that way you will know, well, do I really want to get married in this state? Do I really want to take care of a child in this state? Because they always talk about how the white man in the system is against us. Well, some laws are written in plain black and white. You just don't read them. Like rappers that sign contracts that don't read them. You sign for cars and you don't read the contract. You sign for homes. Some things are not hidden from you. You just too lazy to read it. So get to know where you live before you make a life decision. Because if it's better for you to live in Atlanta, then go to Atlanta and live. If it's better for you to live in Tennessee, live in Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? So I just hate when people always talk about the laws and the systems and the white man holding them down. Not all the time. Sometimes it's you just being too lazy. And then when the shit hits the fan, it's always everybody else's fault. No, it's your fault.
And I'm glad you said that, because I was having a conversation this week where a lot of people be talking about educate yourself. And a lot of people aren't educated. What they are they're indoctrinated. All right. And let me give an example of the two. A person, like, if I figure out how to start a fire, I educated myself on how to start the fire. If I give you the information on how to start it, you're not educated. You're indoctrinated with the information that I gave to you. Okay? I was the one that went through the trials and tribulations and understanding how a fire starts, what keeps a fire from starting, etc., etc. You just took the information you got from me and you just read it and you indoctrinated yourself with my information. And a lot of people do that with news. They'll see something on the news and then they'll say, well, I'm educated. Or they'll read something on Google and they'll say, I'm educated. But they don't break down the source. It's one thing to get information from the source. It's another thing to educate yourself on the source. Mm. So a lot of folks, a lot of y'all, just like with this Project 2025, y'all believe this shit is brand new. But see, y'all believe it's something new because y'all indoctrinated. Y'all heard somebody talking about it, and then, man, now you heard about it. They said, go read this page or go read that page. But then you didn't really go and research, well, how long has this been around? Where did this come from? How did this come about? Why are they just now talking about it right now? Y'all don't ask them questions. Y'all just get information from sources and then consider it and call it education. No, it's not education. It's indoctrination. So I just wanted to make that point.
Absolutely. Because when I heard the Project 2025, first thing came in my mind, how long has it been around?
Right.
How long has this been going on? And like you said, it's probably been going on. They had a Project 2020, Project 2021, there might have been a Project 2010. You know what I'm saying? Like, this stuff has been just building and building and building. And again, even if, let's just say the indoctrination people are true, if we just have this big doom and gloom that's coming, right? It's still gonna take a while for any of that stuff to do anything. Anytime the government does something, they always say, well, it's gonna come into effect 5 years from now, because it takes a while to get it to all 50 states to get it implemented. So even if it's 900,000, 2,000 pages, and let's just say all of it is gonna get done, we're in a world where everything they say is true. It's still, hell, I'll probably be dead before they get all that stuff done.
You know the funny part about it, Sky? This is how indoctrinated people are. Even if this was to come to the floor, right? There are lawmakers that have to agree upon it. Thank you. Then they hand it to the House of Representatives, who have to vote upon it. Right? Even when they vote upon it, and if they was to pass it, it still has to go through who else?
The president.
The Senate.
Yeah, Senate.
It has to go through too many branches, and y'all to be so indoctrinated to believe that this stuff can just easily happen.
Absolutely.
It shows how indoctrinated you guys are. And it shows the failure of the education system. It shows just how far the education system has failed. Because they haven't even been able to educate people on how the whole government system works. I'm talking about the public education system.
Absolutely. I was telling people that the Democrats hold the Senate, the Republicans hold the House. So even if you put that whole Project 2025 in the House and they unanimously pass it, when they get to the Senate, it's not going to touch the floor because you got too many damn Democrats.
We seen it with the impeachment.
Right.
We seen it with they are so indoctrinated. Man, Trump got indoctrinated. He got impeached twice. Right. And he still wasn't able to understand why wasn't he put out of office. They knew that he wasn't going to be impeached. They just did it for y'all to be able to say that he was impeached. But they knew he wasn't going to be impeached. Why? Because the GOP held the majority of the Senate. So even though the House of Representatives voted upon him to be impeached, it still had to pass through the Senate, who was by large amount GOP. So he wasn't going to be impeached. And they still don't get that that's how the government works.
Absolutely. And then they talking about redoing the whole Constitution. Are you serious? You need 2/3 of the states to ratify anything of the Constitution. Now, Congress and the government can amend the Constitution, which means add to whatever's there. But to literally change that Constitution, like the Second Amendment, you need 2/3 of the states to ratify that. And that shit ain't gonna happen. You got too many Democratic states to ratify the Constitution. So, I mean, I don't know. It's the doom and gloom. Is that divide and conquer, Damo? You scare people. You got them.
You know what? Which brings me to this point, because I know I'm going to move to this. I was talking about this. I believe that a lot of people, it was like when we talk about the issues we have with racism and slavery, right? I think a lot of people will volunteer right now for slavery. I think you can deceive them and manipulate them into slavery. And what proof do I have of that? What proof do I have of that? This last, I don't want to say virus, pandemic. This last pandemic proved that you can deceive and manipulate people into doing what you want them to do.
Absolutely.
You can fool them easy. Because think about this, y'all. They told us all to wear a mask, and people still got sick. See, even after being told to wear a mask and getting sick, y'all wore the mask anyway. They told you to stay 6 feet apart. Y'all did everything they told y'all to do, and some of y'all still ended up sick, and some of y'all still ended up in the grave.
Absolutely.
Then they told y'all to take a vaccine. Some of y'all took the vaccine. They literally, you can find video of this, telling y'all if you take the vaccine, it's going to protect you. You ain't got to worry about getting it again, right?
Right.
And then y'all was getting the vaccine, and what happened? Y'all still was getting it again, right?
Absolutely.
Y'all take that booster, get it again. So everything that they done told y'all to do, it didn't even protect y'all. And some of y'all still have faith in the government, in pharmaceutical, and the medical field.
And it's crazy because, like you said, I'll go ahead.
No, so I was gonna say, when you think about that, do you think it was hard to deceive and manipulate people into believing that slavery was a good thing?
No, because the COVID-19 or the pandemic was no different to me. The flu, I ain't never had a flu shot, and I ain't never caught the flu. You know what I'm saying? They've been trying to get people to do this for years, because same thing with the COVID, same thing with the flu. They just give you a small sample of whatever it is. So when you was taking the COVID shot, they was literally injecting you with a small amount of the COVID, so your body would build up antibodies. So when you caught it again, because you could catch it again, your body would know how to fight it. Well, a lot of people were getting more sick from the injections than the actual virus itself, because you don't know what they shooting you up with. Then you talk about the booster. Then you go back and get some more to boost your immune system to do it again, and then you sick even more. But the point I'm trying to get to with the education part, Damo, is COVID-19 was airborne, right? Which means that, you know how we cough and sneeze, once it comes out, it falls straight to the floor. Well, airborne means that when it comes out, it takes a while to hit the floor. So even if you have a mask on and somebody has it and they sneeze or cough, if you walk past it and it gets to your skin, it will get in your skin and give you COVID. And a lot of people, that's how they was catching it. We were covering our faces, but we wasn't covering everything else.
None of it ever made sense. You know what I'm saying? It just get to the point. I just want to make this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, man, we put too much faith into doctors and people that we so quote unquote call educated.
Right.
They indoctrinated too. We don't understand that. A lot of these doctors, they don't understand and learn about medical stuff based on trial and tribulation. They're given documentations, you know what I mean, to tell them why, they're given information also, things that they got to learn.
Right.
Doctrination.
Right.
That's all doctrination is, is information, a book, And so a lot of them are no different than us. They just study what we did.
Absolutely.
So we can go out and study also and know just as much as them. Right. So we need to go ahead and resource the resources. Basically, that's what I'm going to get to. Resource the resources and have multiple resources. Do not believe every and anything you hear. Find different things to support what it is that you believe. And have some sort of common sense. Like, I'll give you an example. Man, you can't get insulin for free, but COVID, and insulin literally saved lives. With the COVID vaccine, you can. It don't make sense to me. Because I haven't had the COVID shot, and I can tell you now, I haven't been sick, and I ain't dead.
And think about all those people who they thought was going to die. They came into the emergency room, they told the family, say your goodbyes, then the next day, they right back held in and walked right back out. So to me, it was never about the shot or the COVID. It's about you. You take care of this. You take care of this, what God gave you. You take care of your body. And the majority of the stuff in this world, your body can fight. Now, the reason we get sick is because something has entered your body that's new, or something has came into your body at a time where your T cells is fighting something else. and then that's how you get sick. But most of the time, like right now, you know how many bacteria, germs, and viruses we have in our bodies right now? If you took a
Our
magnifying
body is a bacteria.
yeah,
Our
you took a
body is
magnifying glass
multiple
and magnified your skin and saw what's on you right now, you would jump out of your skin. So that's what he's saying. When they come on TV and say, hey, everybody should go get a shot, don't just rush and go get a shot. Research. Find out what they're doing to put this in you. Because, hell, I thought they were trying to do population control, to be honest with you, Damon.
Man, and since when do we trust the government? When have our government or any government have had the best interests of the people?
They
come in and leave out rich multimillionaires, and people are suffering financially. They get richer and people get poor. So when has the government ever had the best interests of the people at heart? Never.
No.
You know, and
the things we can do to save it, if we just educate ourselves more, right? So I don't see myself running for office, but if I can educate myself and vote for the people who has my best interest, that'll work. For those that say, hey, we need change, then run for office. Do you know how many offices there is in your city, town, state, county that one person is just running? There's nobody running against them because nobody either knows or cares. But then you want to get upset, well, they cut my food stamps by $400. Well, did you run for office to make sure your food stamps didn't get cut? Did you vote for the person who would make sure your food stamps didn't get cut? You know, stuff like that. They want to sit on their butts and be Monday morning quarterbacks. And that's what kills me about, especially our coach anyway.
Yep. And I always say this. You helped vote them in. You chose them. Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you didn't vote, you voted them in. You know what I'm saying? I was taught, the old folks told me, if you don't vote, don't complain. So the days I don't vote, I don't complain at all. You know, I don't. Do not. Speaking of, man, I want to get to this next story because, man, they're coming up with these AI semi-trucks. Ugh. And I want to ask, man, you know, the question is, should we be concerned? So without further ado, let's go ahead and read and hear them talk about this.
I am running to be president of the United States, and I need you with me in this fight. So I am asking you to pitch in to help me defeat.
You're going to take an entire market and just get rid of all the drivers. Like, you know, people like me, like, what else are we going to be good for?
This week on Pittsburgh's Action News 4, we have been taking you inside a Pittsburgh company that could be close to changing one of the biggest industries in America. They have created driverless semi-trucks, and before the end of this year, they plan to have them on the roads in Texas running fully autonomously. Now, in our last few stories, we showed you how the tech works, how it was tested right here in Pittsburgh, its safety profile, the government oversight. Today, we want to take a look at the industry impact and what this would mean for those who depend on trucking for their livelihood.
We really have a big footprint. Everyone relies on trucking. You may not know it when you're buying groceries, but they got there because of our industries.
Trucking is a $1 trillion a year industry in America. As COVID brought to the forefront, drivers are essential.
We're moving 73% of the economy. We're 8.5 million strong in trucking, which means we're 1 in 18 jobs in the United States is trucking related, and the top job in 29 states is trucking related.
Chris Spear is president and CEO of the American Trucking Associations, representing drivers in all 50 states at the federal level. He says their industry is staring down a big problem.
The shortage of talent. We have been for some years now running a deficit of drivers and attracting new talent into the industry.
Spears says there's a shortage of about 70,000 drivers right now. In the next decade, that's expected to climb to 1 million.
You are 10 times more likely to die on the job if you drive a truck than you or I or the average American.
Aurora Innovation CEO Chris Erbsum says safety is a big reason there aren't enough workers. Also, time away from home and health outcomes from a sedentary job. That's where autonomous tech could help, taking over some of those long-haul routes which Spears says are the hardest jobs to fill.
That's partly the toughest segment of our industry to serve because you're away for so long, upwards of 3 weeks on the road. It also pays the highest, but it has, ramifications, time away from home and your family.
Since 2021, Aurora has been running autonomous routes in Texas, logging over 1 million miles so far. The trucks stop at terminals that Aurora built on each end to load and deliver goods for customers. The trucks right now drive autonomously, but with a safety driver on board, ready to take over at any minute. Aurora expects by the end of this year, they will be ready to remove those human drivers. If successful, it would be a slow revolution, starting with only a few dozen trucks, but ultimately it could change the logistics landscape, shaving days off of delivery times for long hauls, autonomous drivers after to rest.
And what we see this technology enabling through our partners is for freight to get placed more safely, more quickly. That'll allow small farmers to reach further with where they sell their produce. But when it ultimately also helps people move around cities, it'll make that easier and safer as well.
So what is the government going to do for the people that don't have no more work because of AI taking over the truck driver?
Many drivers we spoke with say they're afraid of this taking their jobs.
I want to get a bunch of my guys together and go picket that company because it's going to be a chain reaction. You're going to have other companies coming up and they're going to repeat the technology and it's going to put us out of a job.
The Teamsters are a large trucking union representing tens of thousands of drivers. They sent Pittsburgh's Action News 4 this statement that reads in part, "There should always be a well-trained and properly licensed person in the front seat of a vehicle. No matter what any big tech company says, there isn't a single driverless vehicle on the road today that's anywhere close to operating at the same capacity as a human driver." That's a view the American Trucking Associations wholly disagrees with.
But it's an antiquated argument. If you have a shortage of talent, as big as 70,000 drivers short in our industry, you can add as many automated trucks as you want. You're not going to fill that void.
A 2021 report by the Department of Transportation found that autonomous trucking would add billions of dollars into the economy through its secondary benefits like faster transportation without causing mass layoffs. The report concluded that long-haul truck drivers should be able to find employment as short-haul truck drivers. So the issue of layoffs should not be a significant concern when considering the adoption of automation in long-haul trucking.
Do a little bit of tinning, is what we call it.
Alexa Phillips is a student at Pittsburgh Technical College. She's enrolled in their Robotics and Autonomous Engineering and Technologies program. Aurora helped create that program to make sure there would be a pipeline of workers ready to service their new tech, creating new jobs in the trucking industry.
We are turning to more automation, to more robotics and stuff. And we need the people who actually understand the systems and the circuits and all of the little components that go into these big things.
The first class of students will graduate from that program this spring. Some will go on to work for Aurora.
As we look at new jobs, things like our remote support specialists or our terminal operators or our automated vehicle technicians, these are all jobs that didn't exist.
A lot of people say that Pittsburgh's going to be the next Silicon Valley. And I agree. And I think it's already almost there. We have a ton of tech companies, robotics companies moving into our area. And so what we're doing here at PTC with Aurora is we're educating and building the future generation of the next workforce.
Well, this was the final stories in our series looking into Aurora's technology. In the first story, we showed you how the tech works. In the second, we took a dive into the safety of the tech. If you missed any of our stories or you want to rewatch them, we have all of them posted on WTAE.com.
Very interesting, right? So
they already got the cabs in California. You know they're working with the cabs.
Yeah. Well, you know, this report says 70,000 jobs are needed, right? And those are the jobs that are needed. We ain't talking about the ones that are about to quit, don't want to work, don't want to do none of that stuff, right? So I see the dilemma is just, to me, if they have a person who is trained to work on these things if they break down in the middle of the street, middle of the road, or if they have an emergency stop button just in case it malfunctions. Because anything man makes, something's going to malfunction. Because they manufacture this stuff so fast. They might have bought a cell phone one day and brought it home and it didn't work. Well, you got what they call the dud, or you bought a battery and it didn't work because you got the dud. Because they manufacture this stuff so fast, somebody's gonna get something that doesn't work. So what happens if this thing is driving by itself and it malfunctions or needs to be worked on? Then as long as they got a human in there that knows what they're doing, I'm not against it. I'm not against it at all. Because when I read TikTok and YouTube, so many people are talking about they're tired of working their 9 to 5s. People are talking about quitting every other day. They don't want to go to work because they work and still can't pay their bills. You already 70,000 people short. In a few years, you might be 80,000 people short. And if the trucking company goes under, we really gonna have a bad situation. So no, I'm not against it. And the guys talking about what's the government gonna do for the people that's unemployed? They don't want to work no way. So what do you mean? What are they gonna do? So with those of y'all that want to work, they will have positions for y'all other than sitting on your ass and driving. So yeah,
people gonna have to adapt.
I'm a proponent for it. I'm a proponent for it.
You know what? People gonna have to adapt. There are many industries that were strong, and at some point, some technology came through, and then that industry was no more.
Absolutely.
Right? And so it happens all the time. My question is, I wonder how it's going to work when they have inclement weather. So like when we have a bad snowstorm,
right,
how does that work? To have a robotic, or accident. Say an accident do happen. How does that work? So I'm kind of, I'm with you in agreement where I think that anything that help, I think it will help with cost, because that is a thing. Drivers driving long and being weary and tired. So if you can have a truck that drive and then it don't have to stop for brakes or anything like that, that's great. I think they'll figure out a way. It's going to be trial and tribulation, but I do like how they said that they're going to start off with a minimum of trucks and then go from there. So if they put 12 on the road and through trial and tribulation, they see what work, what don't, and then go from there. And they said it was going to be a slow process. Mm-hmm. So it's not just something that they're just going to throw out there and say, hey, let's see how this works. No, it's going to be a slow process. So I'm with that, man.
Yeah. Land without labor is dead, y'all. There's certain things in this world we got to have, and boats and trucks and planes, because you got to get goods back and forth. Unless y'all want to go to the old school where you want to do horse and buggy, and you ride your horse and buggy to the next county and pick up your fruits and vegetables and ride your horse and buggy back home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know what humans want in this world.
And most people are making their money off of technology anyway, off of like phones. A lot of them don't work. They get paid through social media or through cell phones.
That's right.
So, I mean, I believe them, especially Gen X. Gen X really don't want to do no 9 to 5.
No.
And a lot of them are making money at home.
And truck driving ain't nothing to sneeze at now, because some people are up to like 95 cents a mile. And then if you're an owner or operator, you could be doing $1.25 a mile. Hell, if you starting out, you're 21 starting out, you could probably get 60 cents a mile. It just depends on the company or whatever. But I mean, if you like driving, there's some people make $100,000-$200,000 a year driving trucks. Ain't never had an accident, ain't never got up to 500 pounds, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But again, if there's a shortage in that industry, just like it might be a shortage in the medical industry, hey, you might have nurse robots going up and down the hallway because you ain't got enough nurses. You know what I'm saying? They have to fill these things for life to continue to happen. I put it like that.
I'm gonna tell y'all, man, pay attention to Japan. Pay attention to what's going on in Japan, because have you seen the robot cooks?
No.
The humanoid? Oh man, one of these shows we're gonna do a full show on services that they're working to have animated replacements. And it's a lot of them. And just pay attention to the technology in China and Japan. They are way ahead of us. Pay attention, man. That shit gonna be here within the next 20 years. I promise you. That iRobot shit, excuse my language, that iRobot stuff, that is real. They was preparing us, getting us comfortable with that.
Yep. Because I always thought at some point in time, we were the robots. The schools were the manufacturers, and they would spit us out. Now you're going to have us creating the robots because if you believe in evolution, something has to outdo us. We went from being in the water to being fish to having legs to walking to breathing. So we're at the top of the food chain. We are the tail end of evolution, right? So what is going to come after us? Is going to be like real aliens from outer space, or is it going to be the robots that we build that's going to eventually take over us?
I'm more scared of that. I'm more scared of that than climate change.
Yeah.
People talk about how they're afraid of climate change. I'm more afraid of them making robots smarter than humans. Because humans ain't that smart anyway. We ain't that bright. It's not hard to make a robot smarter than a human.
Absolutely.
But when that AI, when it gets to thinking and on its own,
yeah,
we in trouble.
You're in trouble. In trouble, absolutely. It'll have a central brain somewhere running all the robots in the world somewhere. And you'll have like little robot workers protecting that damn thing. Yep. Because we only use 20 or 25% of our brain. So the other 75%, it just sits there. So if you build a robot or computer or server system that can use 100% of itself, plus use what we don't use in our own brain, man, that's scary and dangerous.
That's scary.
Yes. Yes.
I know last I want to talk about, how do you feel about, do you think America is ready for a woman to be president in America? And I ain't just talking about just Kamala.
Yeah,
I'm just talking about a woman, period.
If it don't happen while I'm still alive, it eventually will. Because if you break it down, women are 52, we're 48. So just between men and women are 52% of America, we're 48. So if it don't happen while I'm alive, it's going to eventually happen.
I think it's going to eventually happen. But do you think that
we ready as today?
Ready. Like there's a female that ready to be.
As of today or in the future?
At any point.
Yeah, eventually, yeah, I do, because men have been doing it since the country has been in existence, right? So, and been white men. So I guess technically, if you believe Obama was black, he was the first black. So eventually, whether she's white, black, or whatever, I do believe in a female president. We're never ready for anything, right? There'll never be a perfect time for a woman or a black person or a Hispanic, whatever. But if you talking about as of today, no, I don't. Simply because there's too many men who don't like taking orders from women. And that's the problem she would have. Not Democrats, not Republicans, not independents. It's these men who don't believe, because there's a lot of men that don't believe women should be preachers, right? That should run
I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to make that. I was going to talk about that.
Yeah, well, when I hand it to you, please talk about it. So imagine being led the most powerful country in the world by a woman. So, but go ahead.
I was going to talk about that because I couldn't imagine, and I know people would say, well, she's representing America, though. It would almost be like, and I ask you this question. If you were like in a very dangerous situation, a violent situation, would you be more comfortable with a male cop coming to your house or a female cop coming to your house?
I was an old school male cop. Yeah, I would prefer a male cop 6'6", 256 pounds to come in there and save me, not no 5'7" woman, 175. You know what I'm saying? But I could be wrong. She might be better than the dude, but I'm just saying psychologically, because I've been indoctrinated that the man is bigger, stronger, and he's the protector.
And that's what I was thinking about also. I was thinking about, from a perspective of strength, right? Like, you look at Kim Jong-un or, even Vladimir Putin. I couldn't imagine, man, a female having to negotiate with them kind of, or even, the Chinese president, that having to negotiate with them. And be really considered from a position of strength.
Right. Because that's why they didn't want women in the military, because they didn't think women were not smart, but physically strong enough to go out there and go into a battle. Because what happens when you run out of bullets? Then you got to physically fight the person, right? So they didn't feel like women had the physical capability to be out here fighting wars, but now they're in the military, right? But there are some countries in this world where there is a female president.
Yeah.
They're not superpower countries. So I understand what you're saying, Damo. There's a difference between being a female president of a country that, you got to do like this on the map to see, or being the president of the quote unquote, the most powerful country in the world. And you want men from Russia, Korea, Taiwan, Chile, Peru, to sit in a room with you in NATO or UN and be like, should I take her seriously? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it.
Or even from this, can they make a decision logically without putting their emotions in? Because you're in control of the most powerful military, one of them on the planet. Right. So can you make a decision without involving your emotions? And that is something that I will be concerned with also. Can you make a logical choice without just, it all about your feelings? I feel like, no, what logically makes sense?
Right. And so, but the military, right? Because George Washington helped win the Revolutionary War, that's why it's in the article that the president, he can't go to war without Congress, but he can put the military anywhere he wants without Congress because of the George Washington rule, right? When Rome, a lot of those people that was in the Senate or the people that ran Rome were former military people, right? I always thought that our president should be somebody who have served in the military. So that way, when you make that decision to send
you gotta understand it from I agree.
To die, you know what it was like having people shoot bullets at you and you hide in bunkers and you having to drink your own pee for 3 days because there was no food. You know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So when we come about the presidency, who has control, like you said, of maybe the second or third most powerful military in the world, shouldn't we have somebody in that seat like a John McCain, who literally was tortured for 5 years? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In that seat, because they gonna know what it's gonna take to go. But when you've been having a bunch of presidents that's been in this office that has never been overseas, never been in the military, then they might have sons, because Joe Biden's son was in the military, but you wasn't there. How do you know when you're supposed to say it's gonna be a hot war or it's gonna be a cold war?
Right. I agree, man.
So for me, it was never about Democrat, Republican. It was never about Trump or Biden or Kamala. It was about, if we're going to have a president who's going to be able to control of at least the military, have somebody there that's being in the trenches with these people.
Right. I agree, man.
So I don't think they're going to take her seriously, because I don't know her. So if I'm lying, they gonna tell me. I don't know if she's ever been in the military. I don't know if she's ever been in junior ROTC in high school. I don't know if she's even picked up an AR-15 before. Like, you've never done any of that stuff before. And you gonna see Putin was in the KGB. Kim Un-jung, I don't know what in his country, he probably had, when he turned 18, had to do some type of military stuff. you have people in Sudan that when they turn 18, it's compulsory that they go into the military. So you're gonna be sitting in a room with a bunch of men, hardened men who's had to kill people or be in the military or protect their country, and here you are, or male or female, sitting here telling them what war is supposed to be about and what we should be doing.
Right. I agree. The good thing is she do got people that sit there with her, like generals and other people that can kind of, even though she has the ultimate choice and decision.
You know, she has the final decision. Absolutely, man. That's the scary part.
Sitting there, the female president will have that.
Right. Because you can talk to her all day till you blue in the face, right? Me, you both got kids. It's certain things we can talk to our kids till they blue in the face. But at the end of the day, when they walk out that door, it's their decision, right?
Right.
And that's the scary part. You can have the smartest generals, in the Pentagon, because that's who's in there. The smartest of the smartest is in the Pentagon. And depending on how she feels that day, or Trump, whoever, that's what's going to happen.
Yep, man. I couldn't agree more, man. I want to tell everybody, man, thank y'all. Damn, I can't even believe that the show that went on this long. This is I'm enjoying this more every single week.
Me too.
And I want to thank all y'all, man, that tuned in, especially the people that commented. Absolutely. Man, we appreciate y'all. And man, do you got anything else, man, that you want to go ahead and?
Now let me thank Faith, and let me thank John, and let me thank Sean, and let me thank Breezy Too Cool, and Malfunction, and Miranda, and that's about it. Thanks to everybody who's been watching us live. Hopefully y'all are sharing this while we're doing it live, or commenting, or hitting the like button, helping us out, spread the word. And don't forget tonight, the D Bling Radio Show, offtoprecords.com. That is offtopradio.com, offtopradio.com tonight, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And the replays from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. And hey, again, every Tuesday, Damo, I'm excited to get on here and just have a debate and a conversation that people don't think about sometimes. I think that's why a lot of them are mad at us sometimes when we say the things we say, because we're talking about things that they wouldn't hear in their household. In your household, you're only regurgitating what you hear. But then when you leave outside your household, people have different ways of thinking and talking about the same subjects. And it probably touches them the wrong way because they ain't used to hearing it that way. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I'm glad we're able to get this out to people, man. So yeah, y'all keep tuning in, man. Tell your friends, your family. Tuesdays, man. I don't care if you're sitting at work and you're bored. Tune in to us. Comment. Let us know what's on your mind.
Right. And you can even call in. I mean,
you can call in. The number's at the bottom.
Yeah, the number's at the bottom, man. If you have it, to donate to me or Sky, that's also at the bottom. And we always here every Tuesday, man. You can count on us being here no matter what's going on. And we appreciate y'all, man. And we open books, I know a lot of people don't agree with a lot of things that we have, but do you really want to be around people that you agree with everything they say?
Absolutely.
How can you learn anything or see a different side?
Absolutely.
So
that's why I like to travel, talk to other people. And whether I agree with folks or not, I still listen. In the back of my mind, I'm like, man, it sounds crazy. But I listen because even though it sounds crazy, I guarantee you I learned something out of that craziness. Even if it's a little small thing, I learned something.
People have changed my minds about 100% about things I maybe viewed one way. Mm-hmm. And I sat back and thought about what they said and analyzed it and broke it down and was like, okay, this makes sense. So I like to be challenged. I like my thoughts to be challenged. I don't want to be around people that have the same thinking that I got. I think that's why me and Sky get along so well. We don't agree on everything, but we respect each other's thoughts. And man, a lot of times Sky will say something and I'll come back and I'll be like, damn, that make a lot of damn sense of what he was saying.
And vice versa. I be seeing things in the world and I be like, see, that's what Damo's talking about right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You will pop in my mind like, see, that's what he was talking about right there. Mm-hmm.
You know, and so this ain't, you know, we gotta come to a point where we get out of our feelings. There is too many, we are all too grown. I know a lot of adults watch this podcast. We are too grown to be so far into our feelings that we shrink like children. They are not saying what I don't agree with what they're saying, so I don't want to listen to them. That is childlike, right? Our job is to hear other points of view and try to come to a conclusion and see from their perspective of why they view the world the way that they view it. And have some kind of dialogue. And not wither like children. Well, I'm upset, so I don't want to watch it. You know, I'm not gonna watch them. I'm not gonna deal with them anymore. I'm gonna boycott them. That's little kid stuff. You know, we gotta grow up.
That's absolutely right. That's right. Because people tell me stuff all the time that I don't want to hear. But if it's an adult situation, I can give you an example. My wrestling career. Hey, I've had people pull me to the side, say this, that, and that. Not trying to be mean, but they're saying for me to either help me or a different way of thinking about the wrestling business, what's going on in there. I'm not gonna be a child. I don't want this to you. Come on now, people. This is probably why we don't use the 75% of our brains, because we won't listen to nothing.
We gotta teach kids.
25% is because from K through 12, that's all we need is 25% of the brain, right? But we listen to other people and watch other people's mistakes. Maybe those other parts of the brain will start opening up and you know what I'm saying, start being used.
You think about it. We are the ones that's supposed to teach children how to handle and dealing with other people, because when they go to work, when they out in the world, gonna be dealing with all kind of different people in the world. Absolutely. So it's our job to teach them how to deal with, you know, man, other ideas and whatnot.
Absolutely.
You ain't got. They don't have to force their ideas or what they believe on other people, but just to hear them out, right? But then when we come to the point where we don't want to hear nothing that somebody else got to say, it's what we believe and that's it, then, man, we becoming the kids that we're trying to raise to become adults. Absolutely. And we wonder why they don't grow from us. They don't become different than the way we were. And I want my kids to think and be smarter than me. I don't want them to be like me.
Right. I want them to do better, right? And what you saying, and that's from us at our age. What about girls that's having babies at 16, 17? What are they teaching the kids? We have adults that are 30s and 40s that act like kids. What about the kids that are kids having kids? You know what I'm saying? So this is why you don't get to that point. You can't have a child teach a child how to be an adult, right?
And some of these folks, you know, man, they're older in age, but they're child in mentality.
That's what I was saying, child.
We was having this conversation, right? I want to make this quick point. So there are people that have issues, like I was watching a video where this man was in his 50s and he dating this 20-year-old. And people was upset about it. And I was like, some of y'all 50, but up here, y'all 20. So what's the difference? You are in your 40s and you move like a 20-year-old. So your experience maybe not 20, but your mentality is, so what's the difference?
That's right. And I know Aaliyah said age is nothing but a number, but in some places it's frowned upon. I ain't gonna lie. Some places, but then I know in Hollywood they do it all the time. Because is it Mick Jagger who did 78 and his damn girlfriend 25? The coach Bill Belichick is 50-something. He dating a 25-year-old. If you do it, that's fine. But I know some people that are against it because I'm 45. What the hell is a 25-year-old girl gonna bring to the table for me? I tell you, it's like a brand new computer. It's like if I go out, the difference between me getting a brand new computer that I can program and a computer that's already bogged down with information prior to. Right. You know what I'm saying? And me having to go through and wipe this new computer clean and all the trials and tribulations I got to go through in doing so. Right.
You see what I'm saying? So when I got a brand new laptop, I put on there what I want to put on there compared to a computer that's given to me that's already programmed.
Right. But that's if she wants to change. If she's 25 and childish, then you got to put up with that.
Well, right. But the idea is you can always move from. Okay, if I see you're not mature enough, man, good luck, man. I wish you well.
Amen.
A lot of these folks, man, it's our age, man. We see it. Some of y'all our age and y'all children. Y'all are children. You want to see, man, the proof of that is watch your children. How different are your children from you? Because you were the blueprint for them. So what have they learned from you to advance?
Absolutely. And that's what you're saying, that you're absolutely correct.
That's why you want your kid to be better and smarter than you. A lot of these adults are competing with their kids, especially the women. Y'all competing with y'all daughters. The way y'all dress, the way y'all talk, the way y'all walk. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of these dudes, these older men, they don't want to deal with y'all because y'all set in y'all ways, and vice versa. But again, y'all outnumber us. So the issue is more, and the onus is more on y'all than us. We don't have no pressure. So I just wanted to say that, man, and leave y'all with this.
Yeah. I get it, and I understand. Everybody has a preference, and I can't get mad at what you like. If you're 50 and you like and want to marry 25, I ain't mad at you. If she's mature enough and you ready for a young girl, go right ahead. I'm not against it at all.
Right.
I'm just saying.
I like my old lady. I prefer my wife is in her 40s. And look like she could be in her 20s. The people that know her, I prefer that. You know what I'm saying? But me and her met, way back. So we were able to, mold each other. And so, like, I know when something bothering her without her saying so, and vice versa. I know when I need to give her some space, and vice versa.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why you really want to meet somebody when they're young and then grow together. It's tough. I couldn't imagine. Like I said, man, I'm so glad I don't have to worry about being on the market. And if I did, I just get one of these humanoids. I'm sorry. I ain't starting over. It is what it is.
But if a guy's dating now, if you just find somebody who's willing to grow, if they start off immature and you can tell it's in them and they're willing to grow, that is fine. But to me, not willing to grow is not willing to have the hard conversations. Conversations, example, you're sitting in a delivery room, you push the child out. On this side is the hospital saying, how you gonna pay for this baby that's alive? And on this side is Gerber saying, how you gonna pay for this baby when it dies?
Right.
Most women don't want that conversation. I just had the baby. Why are we thinking about death? Because in 2 minutes, this baby could die. How you gonna pay for it? That's the kind of conversations I need. The hard, real, reality, truth. Can we talk about life insurances? Can we talk about debt? Can we talk about this? It's cool if you want to go to Six Flags and Beach Bend and have fun every now and then. But can you have the hard conversations when it's time? Because if you can't, I can't be with you.
You're right. And
so to me, it's not even about the age. It's not about when you was born. Well, it has to be, because anything under 18 going to jail. But I mean, you know what I mean, of age. It just depends on up here. Because I do know some 30-year-old smart women that's like, you've been on this earth before, haven't you? And then I know some 50, 60-year-olds be like, how the shit did you survive? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get to see both. Yeah.
We all know them people. We all know them people. We know the people that mature with their age, and then we know them people that they're still on a high school mentality level, and they're golden, and they're in their golden years.
Right.
And so I get it.
Yeah.
I want to thank y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Even after the show, you can watch the recap and share it with your friends and family if you like the show. And
you just can't do it on X, because there, if you ain't paying the premium, They won't let us stream live. Will they let us upload the video though, or no?
I think we can. I think we could go and upload the link, the recap.
Well, you know, our videos be like 2 hours long, so is it too long for us to upload?
I'm gonna go and see, and I'll let you know. I'll go and see. I wasn't really getting a lot of traction on X because you know with these other thread, it's a new. So hopefully we you know new websites we could go ahead and connect to this and be on new platforms. So
right. Okay, gotcha. Okay, that's cool. I just didn't know. Talking about some $22 a month, and then Premium Plus was $40 a month.
Yeah, I'm not doing all that. I respect them though. I respect them for doing that. You know, they're trying to figure out many ways to make money or whatnot. But
well, I heard he's losing a lot in this Tesla game, so maybe this is a way of making up that money.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they're trying to compete with them with these other companies coming out. You know, they want to bankrupt them.
Right.
They want to bankrupt them. It is what it is.
I know.
But hey, thank you guys, man. I just wanted to leave with this. The only thing guaranteed in life is death. So do not worry about the things that you do not have control over. Only concern yourself with the things that you do. And as long as we own this half of the dirt, life is good.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great week. And we will see y'all next Tuesday, right?
Yes, sir. Peace, y'all.